Maybe we're wasting all this good banter. This is such great banter.
I'm a banter waster by trade.
Yeah.
My father was a banter waster. I'm picking up the family business.
All right. Well, we're done with that, man. It's no longer a lucrative endeavor in the modern age. Okay, go back to your pissing in pots and chimney sweeping and banter wasting. That's old century stuff. We're here streaming now, where we don't waste banter.
A+ Productions.
Okay, here we go. No more wasted banter. Welcome to A+ Wrestling on KPHR. And of course, the wonderful Boris Aguilar gave us the intro there, but he's shirking his duties today. And I am here by myself with my consultation, my lawyer. How you doing? How you doing there, Ron?
I'm a little offended by the by myself part. I clearly am here, and I'm doing all right otherwise.
Okay, but we are one. You're like I want to say that, like, I don't want to allude to the fact that I'm the brain, but you certainly look more like the robot if we were Krang.
If you were the brain, that makes me the body. And
yes, I know your body's not in top shape, but I mean, on paper, if I was to close my eyes and like think of the Krang robot, like out of the two of us, just look, like, I'm sure you can see yourself on stream, right? Like
I can. I have been known to wear like a big yellow TV on my for those
of you that are dedicated to the podcast, for the listening version of this, now you know kind of what Ron looks like. He has a little more like You're a little more pink though. You don't really have that Simpsons like tone, but you certainly look like the robot.
I don't go outside. That's my thing. And the sun just it'd kill you if you let it. Just so you know.
But aesthetically, that's the tone. All right. Well, hey, I met someone this weekend who I'd only seen via their avatar for quite a few conversations, and in their avatar, and I saw their Instagram just before going to meet them, and I was like, oh, his avatar that he uses, he's like very tanned, and he looks like Caribbean. Like I thought he was like a black dude, and then like I go to his Instagram, and he's like the most whitest guy. So then when I go to the place, I'm like, oh, hi, blah, 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 talking to some people. And I'm like, hey, where's Buddy? And they're like, oh, just right over there. I'm like, point him out to me. And there's like a guy wearing a black jacket and a red and black scarf sitting at the end of a table. And they're like, yeah, like, and it's a black guy. And they're like, yeah, see at the end of the table with his back to you, he's wearing like the black with the red. And then I was like, oh, okay. And the person just walks away. And I was like, so wait, he is black? And as I got closer, I realized the next table over, there was a guy sitting with his back to me, also wearing black and white. I was like, oh, it's him right there. But dude, very, very interesting stuff. So for all of you people out there, you now need to wonder, is Ron black? Nope. He's not. That is true.
I am not black.
Yes, he's
I
also
have been
not
mistaken for it exactly 0 times in my life. And I'm grateful that we can move past this and it'll never happen ever.
Awesome. Well, we should move past this into actually talking about our subject matter today, which I guess would be the Royal Rumble. This is the first time that I am doing the show without Boris. And this is also our first time on a Thursday. So we usually we record on a Sunday, and usually being today as well. So we're going to talk about the most topical thing, which is, of course, the number one thing on everybody's mind. Yep. The pop that Brie Bella got at the Royal Rumble.
Oh my God.
Or I guess maybe the Royal Rumble in general could be our topic.
What is it about Brie Bella that makes the Saudi crowd lose their minds?
What is it about Brie Bella? Like, is there something about Mary? Like something in her hair, maybe? I don't know.
I'm sitting here thinking, women, that was pop of the night.
Dude, right? Yes, I was going to say that was pop of the night, and the women got a lot of noise in general. So I guess we could still focus on the anomaly that is the Brie Bella pop. This is obviously Daniel Bryan like rub off, right? Everybody's yesing. She's hitting the yes kicks and all that stuff, or whatever you want to call them. They've done it. I'm going to call it the yes lock instead of the label lock and all that stuff, man. They've done it, bastards. Anyways, the yes kicks. She's hitting the yes kicks. She's getting the yes chant, even after doing the double elimination of Lyra and freaking Bailey. Even freaking Nikki was doing the yes chants. They're like, yes is the most over they've ever been, thanks to Daniel Bryan. So there you go. But still very impressive, and impressive in general. A lot of the women got responses. And I guess what I mean about that, before I let you wax poetic, as you are so well known to do, is think about where we were year 1, year 2 with the women in Saudi. Like Natty was still Natty Neidhart and getting garbage thrown at her. But even past that, think of where we were during the first few women's Royal Rumbles, like how thin the roster was. Like we had the Tori Wilsons and the like Caitlins and the like everybody come like what's Kanellis. Did Kanellis come out for one? I mean, like they scraped hard for those first few years.
They did.
Dude, now they have an overabundance. You know, there's people they didn't bring out, like tons, right?
Yeah.
Like the division has really grown.
I think that women's rumble is certainly match of the night for a variety of reasons. Yeah. As you were saying, the reaction, phenomenal. I was watching the show with somebody and they are a woman and they were like, oh, they don't care about women in Saudi. And I'm like, these women are killing it right now. Are you insane? As you were alluding to, like to women's rumbles in the past, I found this one to be a lot tighter in terms of like moves. There wasn't a lot of, missed spots, things that just didn't click all the way. Mm-hmm. There's maybe like one or two, but whatever. I think what they really did well this time around was certainly let the newer NXT women who showed up to at least have their moment to shine and be like, listen, this is what we do. This is what we can do. I know you're used to seeing, the Charlottes and the Alexises and the Asukas and the whatever, but like they're getting a chance to do their thing. And man, they killed Sol Ruca, MVP. My God.
Well, okay, let's talk about those surprise entrances. I mean, I started with Brie, who certainly got pop. Like, really, she got pop of the night. Like, you got to say it. But definitely 100%. A surprise entrance at 29, and Tiffany Stratton, regular roster member at number 30. A bit of a surprise for her to return. I wasn't surprised that she was returning though, because she's in all of those like WrestleMania ads that we get at nauseum, like make wrestle who knows who's at the table. Like, I'm back in this saddle again, like all that shit. Like we like nonstop. You're like yes, like anybody who hasn't bought a ticket. Like is anybody watching?
By the way, WrestleMania? I don't know if you know this. I just want to interrupt you just in case. This is breaking news. WrestleMania this year is in Las Vegas again.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, anybody who's watching this, are they tuning in on Netflix? Like I did have a few people say they were lapsed fans who are now watching again because of Netflix. Yeah. I was at a party. I was at an event to watch this. Right. But yeah, in general, is there anybody like buying this to being like, oh, WrestleMania? Like I didn't know. Oh, wow, it's in Vegas. I had no freaking idea. But the reason that I knew that Stratton was probably going to be in the Rumble is they have her in the Vegas ads, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, they also have Belair in the Vegas ads, but I'm acutely aware of how bad her injury is, her knuckle injury, and there has been no chatter about her coming back in any fashion. There's been chatter about Stratton coming back to a degree.
Right.
That's why I wasn't surprised there was no Jericho and no Dom. You were talking about how much more crisp this match looked. Like there wasn't a lot of botches. Yep. Battle Royals are one of the most dangerous and wild matches that there are.
Oh,
especially
if
you're planning them out. As somebody who's planned out a couple of Rumbles, and like, hey, this guy comes in, everybody feed for this guy for the nut shot, like, and boom, 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 and like you're writing everything. You're giving people a lot of their own druthers, but you're also planning out certain spots, and like sometimes you're moving up times where people come in, like, which was very obvious with Austin Theory. He was in there for like 40 seconds and the next beep, the next person's coming down and he ran the ring. So it wasn't like a J entrance or a long entrance. So you got to adjust this stuff. Sometimes you got to leave it longer as well. It's kind of interesting. It's actually fun when you get a really good, successful one that you've booked yourself. You're like, oh, man, that shit all worked out. But it's extremely wild and chaotic. I was not expecting Dom to be in there, even if he was in good condition, because this is the kind of match where you injure yourself. It happens a lot. You'd be surprised. I mean, Sol Ruca does very well at not screwing up. And Maxine Dupree, there were some footwork issues there, and like, because there's other people around and walking past you. I mean, LA Knight almost feel like he almost got kicked out of the company for walking in somebody's way last year. It was like a big debacle, like LA Knight screwed everything up. Maxine Dupree had a few of those moments too. So there's the people that weren't there. I wasn't that surprised. I don't know why we're talking about the men now, but you were talking about the young ladies like Sol Ruca and May. Man, NXT like stepped up. JCJ, Lola Vice, even Kalani Jordan, who wasn't in there long, but there was. I've listened to a few people because you and I are behind doing this today. Both like Boris not being here, I waited a little longer to do the show, so I actually listened to a few other people's reviews, and some people were talking about it was quiet and there was no reactions for certain people. That's true, but a couple of people were saying there was no reaction for some of these women, and I feel like that was not true. The NXT women almost all got at least a small smattering of approval, and acknowledgement, as well as there was NXT chants during the segments when they were there. And I'm not talking about when the three call-ups, like when Trick and Javon and Oba were in later on. This was during the women's match. So like I think they did well, and overall this definitely was match of the night. You're right, man.
Yeah, I think for all the schmutz, as the kids say, that
schmutz
gets the schmutz for political things when it comes to, say, women. Man, they were hot for the women. You know what I mean? And I would be remiss if I didn't mention how great those outfits looked. Like
when you said the word hot, I'm like, there's our segue. There's our segue into the outfits.
I would say they all looked pretty incredible. Honestly,
yes.
I was impressed with just the work that it goes into not only keeping outfits that are regionally appropriate, let's say, but also staying true to the character. None of them looked out of place. They all looked incredible. And if anything, I felt it actually kind of enhanced them a little bit.
To a degree, it made looking at everybody very interesting. And it was definitely about the wrestling. Like, as somebody that posts a lot of wrestling online, has my own company, you definitely get the intergender women's matches get a lot more attention.
Sure.
So, and it's not, a lot of times it's probably not because of the wrestling. We have to admit it. So it's nice to see them fully covered up. To be honest with you, they people were always like, how are they gonna make 30 different women in leotards like look different? Well, they certainly accomplished it.
They all looked incredible. Honestly,
I was in a very loud bar. Into the Poison Roundup podcast, watch party. Certain spots, like I would walk around the room and I could hear commentary perfectly fine. You could hear what was happening everywhere in the bar, but where I mostly sat, it was very difficult to hear the nuances of commentary. So, I had no idea who Kiana James was for a while. I'm like, who is this? She's doing a great job. And I'm like, so when I found out it was Kiana James, I'm like, damn, I was like, whoever this is this Victoria? It's not Victoria. It's not, who is this? I can't tell. It was weird. Yeah. I also wasn't very close to the screen. So she was in there longer than I thought, but everybody was. They were all in there it was a good stretch. But she did well, much like, especially she's the one who's been getting shit on lately. Julia is wasted with Kiana James and like all this stuff. So I thought she did great. She looked great with the horn's tooth. But I couldn't tell she was at first. Lola Vice was another one for a second, but I'll recognize that butt anywhere. So like didn't take me long before I was like, Lola Vice. There we go. I'm sorry. I very seldom sexualize women wrestling in any fashion. In fact, I almost find it difficult when people bring it up to me. I'm all like, oh yeah, I guess she looked hot. I'm like, that's not. I don't go there with this. Go there with a lot of stuff, but not with wrestling. But Lola Vice is starting to like. It's all the AAA that I'm reviewing and watching AAA. She's down there a lot, doing her like that. It's great. She's like MMA wrestler, dancer. It's weird. They like some people try to like do these different characters. Like we'll talk about Natty with her like badass character, which is very much a character.
I love it, by the way. I love
it, but I also don't like it's weird. It's like watching the bad acting of Finn Balor or of Maxine Dupree and Natty doing it in her like weird. I already mentioned it. Did you watch before what I was talking about? It's like a Miss Piggy analogy. It's like she's dangerous. Hi-ya! Like you're scared of her, but it's still kind of like Miss Piggy. You're like, okay, all right, we're done. Okay, fun.
I can see that.
I'm not going to explain it here. Go back and look on one of the other videos here. But Lola Vice, man, she will I feel like she literally will kick you in the chops and then like dance away like in real life. If she wasn't a pro wrestler,
I would do that. Actually, I have done that. I don't want to talk about it, but
yeah. Although I got to admit, almost every single woman looked great. If I had to pick an outfit I liked the least, it would have to be Jordan Grace, like the circus. What was it? It was like a circus top, big top, like looking thing. It was weird.
I didn't enjoy that one either, but all of them looked great. I even thought Charlotte looked great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was into it. It gave me a lot of weird sort of golden.
She was the only one with pants.
Vibes. That's not true. No, Becky had pants. Becky had pants.
You're right. I think Becky had pants.
Becky had pants. I think one other person had pants as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Really?
Charlotte. They all look great. Sol Ruka had pants. That's what it was. Sol Ruka.
You're right. Sol Ruka did have pants. How could I forget that?
But they all looked like phenomenal. I was really impressed with how great they all looked.
Like I said, not as much green in this match. A lot of people wore green in the men's matches, like little bits of green here and there, like the Saudi colors. A lot of stuff was green. That's why starting with Obafemi was interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Yeah, okay, we'll talk about Natty. The whole, I think, okay, what do you think's going to happen here with, like, okay, Becky got eliminated by Natty, but Becky eliminated Maxine, so obviously they're done with that. They had to stare down between, Charlotte and Becky, but that's just a throwback because they're probably going to go with Alexa. Do you think they're going to go with something like Natty and Becky at Mania, or do you think they're going to put the IC title on Natty? I mean, she deserves a title after all these years, but in some ways, even though this is fresh and new and cool, it's also like 3 or 4 years old, really, if you pay attention to the indies in Mexico and like Bloodsport and stuff. And in some ways, it's very contrived.
I think that there's still a little bit left to go with the Maxine thing because they need to actually have a blow off where Natty just destroys her or something.
Natty and Maxine. I'm talking about Becky and Maxine. Like, that's done now, right?
Becky and Maxine should be done. Absolutely. Yes. I agree that I think Natty with an IC title would be fantastic.
Probably, especially if she was like just submitting people and like catch a sketch can, like kicking the crap out of people.
Yeah. And as you were saying to the Miss Piggy thing, I don't think it's a stretch or even really mean to say, but her promo game is like a little lacking compared to her skill. Like, she's phenomenally talented. I think if she just came in, mean mugged everybody, and just submitted them, just make them all tap in and out, call it a day. I don't.
It's tough to sell us programs. It's tough to sell us on this Natty now after all these years of Natty. We're going all the way back to Fart Natty, right?
Yeah,
Natty fight, like Natty. Nine fart. Almost had it wrong there. But but hey, I'm not against it, dude. Let's go. Obviously I love my heart gals. And I definitely believe it's true. Like, one of my favorite parts of I guess Raw recently were those like Natty and Maxine promos. Again, like that really was cool shit. It's just like, for some reason when she comes through the curtain with her like, I'm being mean smile, like, I don't know. It's weird.
She shouldn't be smiling. She shouldn't be smiling.
Yeah, but she's trying to make it like an evil smile, and I don't know if it really like works for me. But
I don't think
I'm not
anyway,
I'm not surprised we didn't see AJ Lee here, since Punk didn't have a match, and there's no reason for him to fly. A lot of people fly in for 13 hours for like 30 seconds of ring time or whatever. Yeah. But I actually think they might be dropping this AJ Lee thing. Like, when Seth got injured, they were supposed to do like a program or two with like mixed tag Seth and Becky against AJ and Punk, and then Crown Jewel he got injured. So I think, like, instead of trying to push things, they were just like, oh no, AJ, just go home for a while. Like, we'll do something. We're doing Maxine. We're doing something else. And Punk went in a different direction. They didn't want to force it with nobody for her to work a mixed tag with. And she probably doesn't want to work. Remember, so far, what has she worked? Did they work that mixed tag? I'm trying to remember now. Did they do a mixed tag?
So. I don't think so. No.
She did, like, what matches has she done? Did she do a singles match, or she only did the chamber? She's done something else.
She did the War Games match. I think that was it. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So I was thinking that if they did go with the mixed tag, that's another multi-person. That's not a one-on-one match. Perhaps she's not ready for that. And they were all like, listen, with him injured, we would have to push you into that. And let's just pivot away from it. We'll go with Maxine or whatever. She's disappeared. So I'm not surprised that she didn't fly all the way out for this. Let's talk about the big gals in this match. Because Rhea did her thing like usual and is, of course, super popular. But holy moly, Raquel Rodriguez has come into her own big, sexy, looks me. I believe her now. When she was facing down Lash, who was, of course, also a monster, who's fine, who's a Nia Jax who can actually like fulfill the role. Like they have this thing they want Nia Jax to be. And now I think Lash is that. They're like, oh, okay, Nia, we're so glad you're here and you're ready. And like, she got a whole bunch of boos and you're not ready chance at one point after she eliminated a bunch of people, but she was very, she handled it very much like a sister. She was just like, whatever, but like those chants were there. But yeah, dude, Raquel, I believe it. When they were looking at each other and she was like, you want some of this? And she was just like, I want all of it. She was just like, F you, I'm taking it.
I like that she's working like she's got that big man thing. Like, she took that advice from Nash or whatever, and absolutely slows things down and realize I'm big. I can take my time because I'm supposed to be this giant compared to all the other women, and I can just assert my dominance on my time.
Well, so I think it works. She was thrown to the fire on the main roster, and she's really started to come into her own. She's probably listened to advice. Yeah. She was with Bra for a long, like, I don't know. I'm really into it. And the bottom line is she Tahana bombed Rhea over the top onto the apron, aside from the fact that it was probably the most brutal bump of the entire night through any match, including Sammy's table bump, which was pretty intense. It was not, there wasn't a lot of ceremony. You know, she tried to pick up Lash. Couldn't do it. There was an exchange. I think maybe Lash got dumped by Rhea or something. I can't remember exactly what happened. But then suddenly, okay, well, Rhea's in front of her. I can handle you because I almost just handled Lash. It was not odd that Raquel dumped out Rhea. Now, a year ago, 2 years ago, Raquel Rodriguez eliminating top women's wrestler Rhea, with a hard freaking bump like it was nothing, and then just being like, yeah, like it would have been like, wow, that's a real moment. It was a real moment this year, but it didn't seem odd or out of place. It was all like, it seemed right. Like, yep, that's right.
I hope for big things for Raquel. Honestly, I think that, as you said, she's certainly come a long way, and I think this continued progression is fantastic. I know she's got a title match coming up, and I was watching a clip where they interviewed the winner, Liv Morgan, and they were like, is that going to be a problem between you two? And Liv was like, we both have opportunities. How great is that? And I think that would be kind of cool if they did sort of play into that. But at the same time, she's right. Why be jealous? Like, you have a title shot. I have a title shot. What's the problem?
Yeah, but she also did betray her from behind, which was also great after eliminating Rhea, being like, that's right. I did that. She's screaming it and then got screwed from behind. Rookie mistake, overconfident, believing in your partner, like all the stuff you learn. Raquel's the one who's like 10, 15 years in the business, is grizzled and has learned everything the hard way, kind of like big gal. It's going to, dude, I'm falling in love with Raquel Rodriguez, man. So she's like, I want her to beat Stephanie Vacour, who like might be injured, who's had a lot of good luck, with Naomi leaving and other things, like straight to the title picture. She's amazing in the ring. She probably is like eyes closed. The way I talk about Arez when he comes up and Gringo Loco, how these guys just like live in the ring. Like it's like they're more comfortable there than they are in their bed. She's more comfortable in the ring than she is in bed. Like I'm telling you, it's every day for her. Whereas Lash Legend took a while for her to get even to where she is now. So like, I don't think it's a problem for her to get beaten by Raquel. And I bet you they're friends. They both speak Spanish. The language barrier is not going to be an issue in the ring. Just like a good, nice, smooth match where Steph is going to like lead the match, make her look great, bump for her hard, and like, Raquel wins, and now Liv goes against Raquel. There's a story right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting for sure.
The same as how if we skip over. Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say I'd be interested in it. Absolutely.
I was going to say the same as if we skip over the AJ match into the Sammy match. The only story you have there is where they can go from here. Sammy lost bad. All of his bravado, all of his talking down to Trick, all of his I'm going to do it, everything, my family, like, dude, you got beat like a bitch. Might as well be in a Gunther match. You're such a bitch. But hey, before we move on to the Gunther match and the Sammy match and all the matches, Rhea getting destroyed, but really same side of the ring right there, same spot is where our whole match ended. That sequence with the three of them, Stratton. I mean, Sol, Ruka, do we even need to talk about it? Like the superstar of the match. Like, dude, so cute, so gorgeous, so elegant, like all the buzzwords. She seems to have all of them somehow. She's an old soul in a young body. She's fabulous and she's working well. And I don't know. She's a star in the making. We can all see it. We don't even need to talk about it. But Liv winning and the ending sequence was done well. But
I think the problem that I have with the ending sequence is that we've seen it a handful of times for each of these Rumbles now. It always ends the same way. I mean, they did it with the men's Rumble last year. It was the same thing. You get Jay and John Cena standing on the ring apron doing the exact same thing.
Not that into like long struggles on the apron, but also, like Roman hitting a spear and turning around and throwing out whoever, Gunther just over the top. A little weird, but at the same time, it also doesn't. It's nice when they come up with something inventive, but hey, it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
They tried to do it with Michaels and Undertaker, where once before they'd done that thing where he missed a super kick, tucked his head between the legs and pushed him over the top rope. And it was just, it was like a battle royal or a spot in a match or something. And they were like, that's going to be our finish for the Royal Rumble. And then, of course, they missed it up. But Taker, the pro, just grabbed him around the waist and threw him over the top rope the way that we all would if it was real life, right? That's
Yeah.
so not real life.
Yeah.
But you know, WWE is more real than watching the Lucha, man. Watching down at Triple A, it's even better. But okay, so Liv, she's definitely the one who should have won. Well, I knew she was going to win.
Yep.
So yeah, right choice.
I think it was a great choice. I think I'm actually still surprised she hasn't won before. I know they said she was a runner-up like 2 or 3 times before. It's wild to me that it took them so long to pull that trigger and let her have the win. Because
like they had the confidence in her. It's just somebody else needed to win because they had plans for that person, right? They're like, okay, like Liv, you're going to be the runner-up because you know X needs to win, but we want you in there, because you're the best worker for this spot. Which is good confidence for her. And she's fabulous.
I'm for it. She's incredible. Absolutely.
But the same thing with Roman. People were like, "Oh, Roman, same thing. Roman wins again." I'm like, he hasn't won since the Rock, since the booing in 2015. He hasn't won a Rumble. He's been the champ most of the time. Hasn't needed to. The only other, and like Triple H won the Rumble where he got the title belt at the end, and they had to fight H. We won't talk about all the 2K covers and so people are talking about Triple H can't seem just to keep off TV and getting his face on stuff. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, is it? Now I'm like, geez, bloody hell. Really,
I get why, because there's still money in his brand, you know what I mean? But
he's still Vince McMahon. If Vince McMahon was doing this stuff, if Vince McMahon was standing at the head of the gambling table in all of the Las Vegas WrestleMania ads, we'd be like, all right, this makes sense, right?
It would. But, I don't think he's TV friendly anymore with his age, but that's just me. Not that I'm TV friendly, but
yeah, I was gonna say, coming from two old guys here. Well, they made the right decision with Liv. Did they make the right decision in the next match? What do you think, AJ and Gunther?
I 100% believe it was the right call. I was watching it again with somebody who thought that it was going to be, there was going to be some sort of loophole where AJ would still somehow get more because he's like, it doesn't make sense. It's July, and I'm like, I think the fact that or it's January. I was like, I think the fact that it is January makes it all that more shocking. Because you would think if they just keep hyping up that 2026 is his last year, he's going to go most of the year.
He probably would have done last year.
But to just be like, he's got a whole year left on his deal or he's got a year left. And then for him to just in the very first month say, yeah, I'm out. I thought the match itself was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. AJ was able to bring out all the hits with the springboard 450 for a guy his age, being able to hit that as cleanly as he does. You know what I mean? Looks incredible while he does it.
And it was
absolutely in the best shape of his life.
Yeah. And the springboard 450 into the Styles Clash, when Gunther kicked out of that was one of my last moments. Like, not that I didn't think AJ was going to lose, but I was like, okay, it's definitely happening. But he told, since Shinsuke made the post, he was saying, Rumble's my thing. All in all,
do you think that post lessened the moment? Like the shock value of it all?
I don't know. I think we all knew it was going to happen, especially with the whole Gunther, career killer thing. They couldn't have AJ kind of beat him twice. Granted, AJ lost last time, but we also saw him kind of win.
I don't know. That ending, by the way. I thought that was a very good ending.
Yeah.
The hidden tap out thing. I like that a lot. It was good.
In general, this match, I like the ref. The ref was great when he was all like trying to wake up AJ kind of, and he's like, AJ, come on. Like the ref, it seemed like the ref was like a fan. He was like upset, like, no, come on, buddy.
I don't want you to go. Yeah.
Like that referee really put in the effort. I don't really know what to say about this match. Well, let's talk about the ending, putting the gloves down, picking the gloves up. Like, no, I don't think he's going to AEW. People are saying he's going to do a small run there and have some matches. And like, even an official thing I saw, like they were like, they've made a deal where he's going to do like 2 months and 5 months. It's never happening. He might go to TNA, do a Kazarian thing.
Sure.
But, like, there's friends. He has friends in the industry. He's at the point now where he cares more about like just having a bit of fun. But yeah, he might be just done. But like, where's he going to go? He might. Like his contract has ended, right? Like it was if it's not done now, it's done very soon. Like his contract is ending here in January, basically. So he might, of his own volition, leave WWE, might go to New Japan, might go somewhere, do some matches for the year. This is my last year. Maybe.
Sure.
AJ is very much a Cody type guy. He might be his own man. feels weird to think he would go to AEW. I know, like the marks.
I don't see it.
Marks up there, like, oh, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happen.
I'm a giant AEW mark, but I don't see him showing up in AEW. I don't think there's any benefit or value to it. It's
unless it's like a massive payday. Like I'll give you friggin' $750,000 for a single match, come in and like fight Kenny Omega or something. Like I'm sure he would do something like that.
Sure.
You know,
why not have that match in Japan? You know,
because Japan can't afford that shit. They're done. They're hurting these days. And in fact, they might be cutting off that relationship a lot, right? Yoji Tsuji was saying, and like I think they're going to be the next AAA, which is, by the way, AAA is going, can only be a good thing. I mean, letting them book the way they want still and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, like a sad moment. But at least he didn't go out like a bitch. God, he was fighting those Charlie horses. And so like I watched this entire thing in a bar, like I said, with loud people. So like even the parts where people are like, oh, this was boring, that was bad, this was annoying. Like we all like you're in a bar with people, everybody's popping for everything. You know, it's just like, oh, this is happening. Oh, you're talking with your buddy, you're like 3-4 drinks deep, 5 drinks deep, whatever. It's
the same thing I say with boring wrestling shows. The crowd will always make the show, no matter what. Like you could watch the worst match ever, but if the crowd is into it, who cares? Who cares? It's more fun. You know? Well,
AJ Styles officially retired, I guess, from WWE. You know, Triple H said it too, but it's all kayfabe, right? It's all Unreal. I wonder if this is going to be Unreal season 3. Will be the retirement of AJ Styles, the backstage turmoil and whatever. But who knows? We'll move on from this. We were just talking about the crowd being the most important thing, bro. Those lights on the seats. Like everybody thought there was nobody there. It looked like it was empty.
I thought there was nobody there. I had the same conversation with somebody who's like,
weird.
Bro, they built this thing. There's nobody there. And I'm like, brother, that place is full. It's whoever designed those lights. I get it's the cool thing to do because you can give it like cool audio or lighting effects. Like you're at a Taylor Swift show or something. I don't know.
Like, okay, so for like Mania and all these other, we know how prices have been going up and packages have been going up and family packages. And then wrestlers don't even show up for meet and greets that you've paid thousands for, like weird shit that's been going on. Dude, supposedly they had $400 all-inclusive packages because like anybody who traveling there was paying a lot for other amenities to get there. But also there wasn't a lot of international people coming. It was all local. But also the reason they make the packages so low is because here's a secret, people. The Saudi government will pay you back for all tourism you do in the country. So if I go there and I go to the zoo, the museum, the WrestleMania show, and a boxing event, those are all considered tourism items. If I keep my receipts for all these things, they will pay me back. I don't know about hotels. I don't know, not about food and things like that, but things that are considered tourist attractions, they will pay you back in the airport if you have receipts for anything that is considered tourism in their country. So like the packages are so low because the Saudi government's paying you back for that anyways, if you're smart, if you do it. So, but also to entice people to come and pay for a flight and get on a flight for 13 hours. And then like, hey, at least when you get here, it's cheap. Well, we know you're the kind of guy that's probably going to go to Elimination Chamber 2. And trust me, we're going to ring you through the ringer for that one, pal. So this one's on us. Enjoy your 13-hour flight home. So yeah, I don't know, but very interesting stuff there.
It certainly didn't look great. I will say at certain spots because they would cut away to the crowd, the section that's facing the entrance and stuff, and it was like this looks half empty. It doesn't even look like people were there.
During entrances, while they were using the lights, it looked cool. During the first half of the Women's Rumble, when the lights were on and being used, it looked really weird and was distracting. Somebody must have caught on because they turned them off.
As they should.
But that's when all of these white lights looked like the headrests of empty seats. So it's just like, yo, what is going on? And then like the contrast of the white against whatever, like no matter how, I'm assuming a lot of people there are dark complexion as well, but just like dark. Yeah. So like you see less of the people. It makes them automatically, if you work on posters or like art in any fashion, like per se, like that contrast stands out a lot, even with video production, you know, like highlights and contrast and stuff. So it was very difficult to see people at all. It just looked empty, weird.
It was a gamble that I don't think paid off, honestly.
I'm sure they will.
We don't see that again.
I highly doubt it'll happen again. Everybody's amazed that this stadium got built so fast. You got to understand, it's not like being in Canada or Minnesota or New York or something. It doesn't have to be made out of concrete. You know, it's like warm there in the middle of the coldest moment. It's like really hot. So like just all like scaffolding and chairs and like a runway. It's like basically the stuff they set up inside a stadium They just
It
set that
reminds
stuff up
me.
without
It
the
reminds me a
stadium.
lot of Rogers Arena that we have here.
Yeah, you mean
Where
like BMO?
no, the one at up and Downsview.
Okay, I
It's
see what you mean.
Rogers Stadium, Rogers. I don't know which. It's
Yeah.
a Rogers something.
But like when
Um,
they set up a concert at like Fort York, and it's just like basically like
that's
barricades and
basically all that
scaffolding.
place is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then
It's
like
the
you
same
you can only
thing.
walk in certain ways and go certain ways, and then you're there, right?
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
it
yeah.
was. So they didn't build a stadium; they built,
No,
you know.
it's
So
the exact same situation. That's what I felt when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is like what we have. And it just from the overall sort of structure of things, that's exactly what it looked like. I mean, the stage is obviously the staging area is sort of masked and sort of covered from the back, but everything's out in the open. You know what I mean? And I'm sure from an audio standpoint, actually, no. Now that I think about it, Rogers Arena is pretty good for sound.
mm,
But it's a very simple construction. It's not overly complex. You're not going to find like concourses with all kinds of stuff.
mhm.
It all makes sense. It's very quick and very easy. So, did they do it fast? Probably. But do I know how they do things over there? Absolutely not. So what am I supposed to say? I thought it looked all right. It was good.
Yeah, like I could see, like I could almost like feel the breeze like blowing through when they pulled back and gave you like the wide shots of the whole stadium. You could
Yeah.
like literally see the next building next door because it's just all like open. So
Yeah.
like I kind of like the concept, but hopefully they'll change the perception of the lights on the seats and whatnot in the future. This is all a work in progress, and it doesn't matter. WWE's not sweating bullets like we were saying before. This whole thing is paid for top to bottom.
They're
They don't
making
care.
money.
This
They're
whole thing's
making
paid
money. They don't care. Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of getting paid, we're here on KPHR in Hamilton on the A+ Wrestling Podcast. Unfortunately, Boris is not here with us today, but I'm here with my fake lawyer, Ron, my consigliere, the trial chief himself, my attorney, the big man, the guy with the fattest of cats. Dude, you're here. And
I'm here.
we are also here.
グリコジャイアントアイスはムキムキパック
なるほど。
アイスがぎっしり詰まってる
何？
ムキムキパックのグリコジャイアントアイス新発売
I don't know what happened. Maybe we're back from a commercial. I don't know. If we're not, then hey, that was fun, right?
Yeah,
Hey.
live scooping shot like in Dynamite and Collision and stuff, just to alert everybody that we're back. Yeah.
Or whatever product that was that they just shilled, I endorse it completely. So does Ron. And he's here to protect me as my
Thank
lawyer.
you for the samples.
Yeah, not a problem, dude.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not just patches. You can also get a cream and a pill as well.
Oh.
Anyways, we're gonna move on to I guess the thing to talk about here. Wait, I guess we got to talk about Sammy and Drew, right?
We do.
Talk about Sammy and Drew.
That to me just sort of demonstrates how I felt that match went.
Encapsulates exactly.
Just absolutely a forgettable match. And
But he really did kind of get destroyed. So this is probably going to be part and parcel of the story.
Yeah.
But with Drew interfering at the end of the Rumble and the whole Fatu stuff, and now Roman, I don't see a spot here for Sammy. We were already talking last podcast. Is there a spot here for Sammy? Can they keep interest? What's going on? Man, Sammy needs to go crazy. Like, it's not even like a heel turn. Like, he needs to go like Minnesota, like white lady Karen crazy. Like, he needs to go like so righteously crazy that you can't agree with him, but he's like believes he's right, and he's like insane.
We need to bring back conspiracy theory, Sammy. That would be. I would love that. I would love that.
The heel version.
Not the heel version.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the one that you feel sympathy for, and then slowly you're like, okay. It's like your buddy's being a bit weird, and now your buddy's being a bit, now your buddy's scaring you, and now you're,
yeah. Now it's like, brother, we can't keep doing this. The problem, I think, is it very much. It seems like it'll be, if that were the case, it would be a huge callback to Drew McIntyre with the bloodline. You know what I mean?
Yes, very much.
I'm screwed over this. I'm screwed over that. They all keep screwing me.
But also, again, here, Drew winning dominantly, showing that he should be a champion, and he has been getting screwed. And he also needed this for his character. And perhaps Sammy needed this for his character. So, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about this. We'll glaze over it. I do like the fact that he he gave him the Claymore twice and all that stuff and was dominant about it. But Sammy, see you next time.
It was a forgettable match
next year.
It was a forgettable match, honestly. I don't think anybody, I certainly didn't think that Sammy had a good shot of winning. Because there is, they keep, the problem I have with WWE creatively is that they foreshadow where they're going months in advance, as opposed to dropping subtle hints. You know,
well, they are a Netflix product now, and Netflix has their mandate of like spoon feed to people. We've talked about this. They'll repeat plot lines multiple times in a show or in a movie because they expect people to be half paying attention or looking at their phone or watching while they're making dinner or something on the, So they're doing it in the wrestling now too.
I like that whole thing. It's like when Roman won, they're like, "Oh, he gets to fight against the champion of his choosing. Who's he gonna choose?" And it's like, well, Drew is clearly interfering with Cody Rhodes. Fatu's involved as well. Gosh, I wonder who Roman is going to choose.
I guess he's going after CM Punk.
It's just so, I don't want to say blatant because it's not technically blatant, but it's so very
Ron,
obvious.
I don't know if we can do this in the future, you and I, because like we start talking about the Rumble, and you're like, yeah, so Roman as the winner. I'm like, that's not how you do this, man. Sorry. You don't just go right to the end and talk about the winner. No, it's okay. Like, I'm certainly not. I don't follow any kind of path.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm the one who's jumping ahead. I'm like, yeah, that example with Raquel, it's just like when Roman won at the end. Like, I'm that guy. So don't worry, I'm just kidding. But let's officially start talking about the Rumble right now. You want to talk about Roman some more? Go.
Nope. The men's Rumble itself. I like the little surprise because one of the favored guys was Bron Breaker, and he is the first elimination within a minute? Not even.
Because I couldn't hear the commentary clearly, like I was saying, and I was and so I saw the clips of like Paul Heyman getting in the face of Adam Pearce or whatnot, but I wasn't really paying attention. I'm talking with people, and I see it happening. I didn't know that they had accidentally ruined Braun, like Braun was the number one pick, and somehow it got leaked through some accident or something or other. So I didn't know that this was going on, any of this.
Yeah, it was a production error on SmackDown during someone else's entrance. They showed the Chiron that said Bron Breaker was number one. So they switched them. They put him at number two, just to throw everybody off.
So what was the planned spot if he was number one and Oba was number two? Would he have still gotten attacked on the way to the ring and destroyed, but thrown in, and then Oba would have come in and then clotheslined him out because he would have been all screwed up? Because it's much better and tighter as with him as number two.
I agree.
Once I heard the promo of Paul Heyman saying like number two's even worse. You don't have the high ground. Like, it's great. But like I was saying, I didn't know about any of this. So all I know is Obafemi starts. I'm in a bar of people, and I'm like, "Yo, awesome!" And of course,
that entrance, by the way, loved it.
Yes, and of course, everybody knew him. Everybody was like, the fans were right into it. So I didn't know, and even commentaries like, "Well, we know who number two is." Thanks to Paul Heyman. I didn't hear any of that shit.
Right.
So like, literally, me and my table, who couldn't hear things quite clearly, then Bron Breaker comes up on the screen, and I was like, holy shit, this is going to be your number two? I had no idea. Yeah. So I was right into it. But then, of course, we all know what happened, right? Babushka.
The question is, who did it?
Well, that's of course. Well, the most, what I'm surprised about is they came up with something new and special with like this like hooded man idea. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Like usually they're a little more straightforward with stuff. Like a man with a mask and a hood. Who could this be? It's pretty innovative.
Yeah. And he does the same thing that Austin Theory did when he showed up at Survivor Series. Does the stomp to Bron Breaker.
Obviously, I was joking about the hood and the stuff. They do it all the time with the bloodline, especially. But it wasn't that bad this time. And people talk about it being repetitive. This this is directly referencing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Austin Theory thing. So that's why it's kind of like, in your face. So it's okay that
this
they
callback
did it.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not actually Seth under the mask because he's not quite. I don't think he's quite there. But I would assume it should be Seth. It should be Seth, right? Unless there's theories that it was Logan Paul or Austin Theory who's been a double agent the whole time. Have you heard these theories?
I have not heard. I've heard the Logan Paul theory. I can see him being put under the hood for that spot to again imply that it is Seth Rollins, but I don't know. I don't see who else it could be. Honestly,
no, and that makes sense that it should be. It also makes sense to take Breaker out. If he wasn't going to win the Rumble, you just tarnish him by having him lose in any other fashion.
Yeah.
He's probably not quite ready yet. The same way, like Roman winning. Hate to pull a Ron and go straight to the end here, but this the Roman winning is fine. They're not quite ready for. This is the year where all those guys, we start to fall in love with them and care about who they are, so that next year, this is WrestleMania 20 and next year's WrestleMania 21. Like, we're still Shawn Michaels, Benoit, and Triple H, and next year is going to be freaking Batista, and next year's going to be John Cena, and we're slowly breaking. Those guys are in the undercard still. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. They're the moment with Trick coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, Trick got the huge pop, and the three of them in the ring. That was really great there. But well, that's right. We're still at the beginning. Yeah, the hoodie attack. It surprised me. Obviously, it surprised everybody, but also I didn't know Breaker was coming. So, but I liked all this, and then of course Oba, like poor Cardona. That's a long flight for a couple seconds, and you just got back to WWE, and you're like, I am not Zack Ryder, and Cody, I'm coming for that title. This is a whole new era. And, you got mizzed.
Yeah.
You got mizzed.
Miz lasted pretty long too, though, which is
I guess so. Who else got mizzed? Phoenix and Rusev, yes, like right away, right there.
Yeah, Rusev too. Rusev,
So supposedly they had a plan for him when he came back, and he just wasn't getting the kind of reactions they wanted. So they've just kind of been like, sorry, pal. You got Jake the Snaked, right? They're like, they're chanting DDT, and they're like, they don't hate you, they love you. Sorry, we can't give you the spot against Hogan, because if they cheer you and boo Hogan, this is still only freaking 1987 or whatever, 88. I can't have that.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah, this is Hogan country, and
we
can't have
that happen.
Can't have you live here. Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting, but it's okay. I'm trying to think how this went. I guess it was Damian Priest who came in, and that's when he stopped just eliminating people directly.
Yeah.
Right?
How many do you know how many he took out? He took
took out 5 in total.
Okay.
Right. So it would be Braun, Cardona, Rusev, somebody else, and then somebody else.
I don't think anybody else had like a longer stretch of eliminations. I think he got the most, I would assume.
No, I think Brock got 5 as well. Somebody else got 5.
Okay.
But Javon was the Iron Man. Oba very close.
Javon looked amazing in that match, by the way.
If
you would have asked me maybe a year ago or something, like if Javon Evans was in the Rumble, I'm like, that kid's going to get like beat up. He's going to get thrown around, tossed around, beat up. Not a whole lot. Just, a couple of high-flying spots.
Well, he looked good in there because he's tall. Randy's tall. He's tall.
Yep.
There was a lot of big guys in there. Oba's big. Damian Priest is big. Yep. And part and parcel of the problem when we got our Royce Keys, everybody in the bar was like doing a Royce Keys chant. But Powerhouse Hobbs came in, looked impressive, but looked small. Against Damian Priest, looked small against a lot of people. Kind of weird, like show-wise. But still, looked professional, looked mean. Like that they put him over.
Yep.
We don't need to talk about the name.
Solid man. My God.
Obviously. Royce is his son's name. Keys is his mom's maiden name. So Royce Keys, that's what he's going with instead of William Hobson or Hobb. But I mean, it was a lot of people are saying that once we got to about the halfway point, things kind of sucked. So I guess your big surprise was Hobbs coming in. Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat. You got the El Grande Spider-Man spot.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was really good. It's nice to see who the original Americano Grande is.
I don't know why everybody seems to love it. I kind of thought that they should have had Chad Gable come back. Chad Gable
would have been nice too. I think that would have made sense. Yeah.
Because then Chad Gable's like, I told you I wasn't Grande Americano this whole time. None of you believed me. But like now, what are they going to do? Have them fight each other? Like, I don't know. It's weird. And Grande's such a baby face down to AAA. Like, I don't even need to see him here anymore. Like, just have him go down there and like be the ultimate baby face. Like, he's so over. This is Chad Gable coming back now, which I was so excited for a while. It's going to ruin everything that Ludwig Kaiser has going on, man. This is great stuff. But Chad looked great for as much of him as we could see. He doesn't even look as good in the gear. And like, it's weird how Kaiser can't help but be Kaiser. Like, he still walks around kind of like this, but like, it's okay. He's like Grande Americano. Yeah. I don't know.
It's almost like they lean into the fact we all know who they are. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
And they can retain certain mannerisms from their other
But everybody was looking for this spot to happen, so we're glad that it did happen.
Yeah.
Royce Keys as well. Hopefully Royce Keys doesn't get stuck in like the mid card, like freaking geez, I don't know, like the Latino verse, the fucking with like Damian Priest or something. Hopefully he can break out of that. Because that could be bad. He'll be in the Judgment Day Circle of Fear fighting Finn Balor and Damian Priest and people like that. I don't know if he's probably a baby face. I don't know. I'm getting the baby face vibes, but he took out a lot of the baby faces in the match, right? Yeah. It's pretty easy for him to be a heel. He could be like Mr. T, where he doesn't like, he's just himself. And naturally you're like, oh, you're kind of mean. So it's like, yeah, like Bad News Brown wasn't really a heel.
Bad News Brown was kind of a heel, but also
but like that's not what I mean. I mean, like he was a dickhead to the other heels too. He was just an asshole. He wasn't a Bobby Heenan guy who was like, he wasn't a Seth Rollins like, I'm a heel. He was just an asshole. He punched Seth Rollins out as well. So maybe Hobbs is just going to be like, he's going to do this thing, right? And just be like,
do the snarl.
Everybody, yeah.
And
hate everybody, do his thing.
I can see that. I'd be okay with that, honestly. Mm-hmm. Don't say nothing. Just somebody thinks, oh, hey, he's on my side.
All right. Well, LA Knight made a big return. Big return, big pop, taking out everybody in the division except for Logan Paul, obviously. He's undeniable in a lot of ways. Keep trying to push him down, but we don't have a ton of time left. Obviously, the Jey Uso entrance took a long time, and what happened during that entrance, right?
No, I don't.
The Brock Lesnar got eliminated.
Oh, that's right. Brock did get eliminated. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Now we had a lot of fun with Brock and Oba before that, the stare down. I kind of like the fact that they had the stare down, everybody attacked them, and then within a few minutes they were staring. Like they just beat everybody up. They're just like, they just kicked everybody's ass, and they got back to staring at each other. And Brock, the consummate pro, who like when timing was off a little bit, they were staring at each other too long because you're like, hey, you guys can fight. Even when the countdown goes to 10, and the next guy's takes a while for you guys can fight while he's coming down to the ring, right? But they didn't. But Brock was the one who was like laughing and saying stuff to him, like, "Oh, come on, big boy, hey." Whereas Oba might have like just kept staring if it was somebody else, and then it gets a little awkward. But yeah, like Brock. Another reason why it's okay that Brock eliminated him. Like kind of like, I got you from behind, eh? Same way Raquel got eliminated. It's like you're still a rookie in the little ways, pal. See ya.
I thought Brock actually looked really good in that match. I thought he fit in really well.
They're coming down to the ring with like Cody was there, like salivating, like ready for him, and then they panned back to Brock, and just like one of his breasts is the size of Cody's head. I was just like, oh, damn, you're a big man. God dang it.
Yeah.
But like Cody being too distracted, like, do I attack Roman? Do I jump out the ring at Fatu? But we get a little ahead of ourselves there. LA Knight coming in, the Brock getting eliminated. Now I haven't heard anybody talk about this online. I don't know why. And I mentioned it on some guy's video, and a bunch of people like commented that I'm insane. Brock getting eliminated was a mistake. I'm telling you, man. So Jay's coming down. Yes, nobody's talking about this.
Timing wise, I could see that being a mistake for sure.
I don't think he was supposed to get eliminated by Cody and LA Knight during Jay's entrance and just like tumbling out of the corner. That was a spot where they were like pretending to get him out, and Brock's like, that position they get in where they pretend they're struggling while the camera's somewhere else. And that way for a wide shot, it's like, oh, Cody and LA in the corner working on Brock, trying to get Brock out, Brock. Somehow something happened. Because then moments later, you see Cody hits LA and he's out, right? I'm sure this was something that had to do with Roman coming down. They would have had spots because Roman came right after that. And there was nobody really for him to interact with other than Cody. So I think, LA had something to do with like whatever. There were some spots coming up and they decided after this screw up, all right, LA, you're out now because that way we're just going to skip these next few spots or whatever. Because he very quickly and very unceremoniously was gone in what seemed to be a little early for him as well. Like not even like last 10, right? So
yeah,
I don't know. People might disagree. Comment below what you think. All that stuff.
Now that you mentioned it, I might actually rewatch that because I mean, you would think for eliminating a guy like Brock, such a high profile guy, not only did he, as you said, eliminate 5 people, but just the fact that he is so big and dominating, the fact that he got eliminated during somebody's entrance, like I don't think the crowd even like reacted because they're all focused on Jay being in the middle of the crowd eating and everybo's losing their minds.
I was telling one guy, I was like, just go back and watch it again, thinking, oh, this was a mistake somehow. This was mistimed. This is LA Knight once again having this demon latched onto his lower chakra that won't leave him alone. The battle royal demon, where he's always seems to like make mistakes in battle royals and fuck shit up.
They'll put that in Unreal season 3, and then
right.
like
Just
the
I
end
don't know
of
what's
LA
with me
Night.
in battle royals.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna rewatch that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, obviously there was a lot of other great stuff that happened, but you know, who's a big surprise here? I guess it was just Royce. There was no real surprises near the end. 30 being Gunther. A lot of people were surprised by that, but he did say that he was going to be in the Rumble. We just assumed that because within the same episode or even the same segment, AJ coming out and challenging him, that when he's like, okay, fine, I'll give you the match, meant I'm not going to declare. But in that segment where AJ was like that, he declared at the beginning, started saying, I'm here to declare for the Rumble, and AJ came out.
They also mentioned it once or twice during commentary during I believe the AJ Gunther match. Because I remember sitting there, I was like, well, who's going to be number 30? Who's going to be number 30? Oh, wait, they mentioned that Gunther already declared. It's Gunther. And then it just
and
kind
see,
of
I wasn't listening to commentary, like I said.
He didn't even get, like, because of that, like, there was not really, like, a large, like, an overly large reaction, I think, for Gunther as he showed up. You know what I mean?
No, and you know what? Not a large reaction for the Lucha guys either, like Mr. Iguana and La Parca.
Iguana got nothing.
And like almost, and nothing for, not a lot for La Parca. You know, unfortunate for these guys, Ray Phoenix.
Yeah. Phoenix got a little bit. Phoenix got a little bit, but Iguana and Parker got nothing. Or as Mr. Wade Barrett calls him, Mr. Iguana.
Iguana. So yeah, like a weird Rumble, and it seems like at that halfway point, like once Brock got eliminated and Jey Uso came down, it all got weird. Although one of my favorite spots of the night was that Roman and being like, "Run it back, Jay." And the way that Roman's mannerisms are, the way he does things a little slower, like and then like bam, hit him, got all serious. I loved it. But Final Four, Logan Paul, obviously like the king of the Final Four these days. But I realized I had no idea who was going to win this Rumble going into it. We'd already discussed. I was like, there's so many options. You know, Roman winning's fine. It's the first time he's won since 2015. I don't think anybody else is really ready. There's people who are like, oh, but Femi should have won, or this guy should have won, that guy should have. The fuck you talking about? Roman's fine. I actually wasn't expecting Roman to have a guaranteed Mania match. I thought they were going to do Cody Roman in the non-title position.
So did I. So did I, because that's been rumored as well. And but then once Cody got out, I was, because I for a moment thought Cody was going to win, and I was like, he got eliminated. I was like, oh, well then.
Big boos every time he mentioned it, right? So they might have even pivoted on that. I love that Fatu's getting a lot of spots. Him getting eliminated by Roman's okay because it's like family member, like kind of thing. But he looked fabulous coming in. Everybody's afraid of him. Lots of showdowns in this Rumble. I mean, I guess there's a lot more to talk about. I did make a couple of little notes here, but I guess here, like Drew attacking at the end, I thought that was very weird. I mean, I guess it cements that Drew, like, and Cody are going to continue their thing, but like, why if Drew, he already has, I guess it's because Cody, he had in the contract, Cody has no more rematches, right? So this way, if he was there making sure he got eliminated, then Cody doesn't get another match. He's like, it's like he's afraid of Cody. He's like, oh, I eliminated you from, you're not going to get a title match. That's right. No rematches. So maybe that's why, but I'm not sure if we really needed to be there. Like, it made Drew, in my opinion, look weak and look cowardly, where he's starting to look powerful and come into his own again. You know, but I don't know.
I agree. It was unnecessary, but again, it just foreshadows that that's where they're going. That's where they're heading. Gosh, I wonder who Roman's going to pick. Could be anybody.
There'll be some good promos there. You know, CM Punk and Roman, I think they're going to have some solid promos talking with each other. It really is too bad that there was not a lot of pops in where we thought that they should be. But overall, like, not as bad as what I thought it could have been for one of these shows. I mean, anybody who said they weren't going to watch because it was in Saudi, like, they're out of their mind. Everybody watched, and it was almost you didn't even really notice sometimes.
Yeah.
But
overall, not the worst show I've seen. You know,
no, certainly not.
The first half certainly made up for the second half. Again, super impressed with those women. They absolutely killed it.
Definitely match of the night there.
Seriously, yeah.
Like, who's MVP of the night overall? I don't know. But you know what? Hey, I know who was MVP of the weekend. Because when this was done, I hate to say it, I went and I watched some Collision later on. And, bro, Tommaso Ciampa winning the TNT title from Mark Briscoe at only 40 years old. Like, did you see that interview with him online where he was all like, bro, I'm just turned 40. I'm in the best shape of my life. Like, I've had gray hair since I was like coming in since I was like 28, 29. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what you people think. Everybody's saying that I look so old, but he's like, bro, I'm doing better now. You want to tell me I was at my peak in 2018? He's like, you're out of your freaking mind. He's like, I'm a better worker in every facet of the business right now than I ever was. And I'm ready to go.
That was a great match,
was great.
It was a great match. I very much enjoyed it.
And clutching the title right back to like his kind of thing. He really wants to push the psycho killer thing. And like even me saying that right now on YouTube, like they don't like the K word, man. And WWE didn't like it. But great match there. So like for me, like what happened this weekend? Brie Bella got a pop no one expected. Tommaso Ciampa might have just made the right decision. He's not getting Jeff cobbed. Looks like he might be doing some stuff. The real test is like when he loses the belt freaking 6 weeks from now. And you're like, really, that's it? And then he's gonna, but hopefully they like him and he's going to be everything he wants to be.
I hope so. I mean, the future of Tommaso Ciampa and Kyle Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Well, I would say we'll see what's going to happen on Raw this week, except our show. This is coming out on Thursday this week, even though we recorded on Sunday. So Raw will be long done. But hey, you want to join us on KPHR here in the future? Join us A+ Productions, A+ Wrestling on the Facebook and online. Ron, where can they find you?
I'm just anywhere you find a guy with a fat cat. Explanation.
Guy
with fat cat. That's me.
What's up, gay?
That's me.
What's up, friend? Yeah, okay. So I guess that's it. I didn't mean to cut you off if we were going to say any more, but we're only supposed to have an hour here. I guess there might be a few other things to talk about. Like what about Finn Balor as the masked man that attacked Braun? What do you think? Finn Balor. What happened to Finn Balor? There's spots for freaking Mr. Iguana. There's no Finn Balor.
I would take Finn Balor over Mr. Iguana. Literally got 0. I don't know if you've watched it back since. It was dead.
Yeah, like, they have no idea who this person is. At the very least, who did I just mention? Oh yeah, Finn Balor. Finn Balor would have been taken more seriously. But 100%. Even if you were going to have somebody from AAA, like a Dr. Wagner Jr. or a Psycho Clown, like somebody that might have been wanting to try and get a title shot, Mr. Iguana,
or they would have taken a little bit more seriously. I think.
Yeah,
I felt like Mr. Iguana just didn't fit the overall vibe of like everyone looked.
Yeah, he's green. He's green. The Saudis love the green, baby. Sorry, go on. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I think that everybody in that match looked like superstars. Mr. Iguana did not look like to be at that level. No, he's running around with a stuffed iguana in his face.
He's long been considered a pariah down there and like everything that's wrong with Lucha Libre. But he's like the opposite of what was happening with Natty. Natty's trying to be taken seriously and being taken as a badass. And it's hard to take him. Bro, it's hard to take this guy serious as a comedy act. Like he's not even that. His timing is not good. Everything about him is not that great. Like he's not
that crossbody he did barely got him. Like
man. Like I'll take Toro Yano or even Santino Morello over this guy almost any day, man.
Santino would have gotten the crowd reaction.
Santino would have got a freaking crowd reaction, man.
Remember that year he almost won? That was like the best.
But that was also the beginning of the end for the Royal Rumble for me. Up until that point, winning the Rumble really meant you had arrived. Batista, once you won the Rumble, you never left the main event scene.
Yeah.
Like if you hadn't been quite in it yet, once you won it, that was it. Del Rio was the first guy who won it, went to the main event scene, came back down. Prime example is Jey Uso, who's now a tag champ again and probably won't sniff the main event scene for most of the year. The Rumble used to mean, once it got into the few years into the title thing, even with Yokozuna, he granted near the end when he got super fat, but in general, like once you got into the 2000s and whatnot in the late 90s, winning that put you into the main event scene and you never left. Like that was one of the stepping stones. And I guess around the Sheamus time, maybe, but really for me, the real trigger was Del Rio, the 40-man, Santino as a final two. That's when it stopped being a guaranteed you're set for life as a main eventer kind of thing.
Right.
I know that's a little black and white, but if you want to analyze it like a YouTuber, then that's kind of like a triggering point for me, the 40-man Rumble, where surprises became more spots to fill than actual surprises, and the winners became more who can we slot into this because we still got to push Roman. Like it was weird. It was weird, and like Shinsuke never really got where we wanted him to get, and things like that. But
that's a missed opportunity right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't miss your opportunity to check us out right here on KPHR on Hamilton. Follow me at Hutch Henries. I'm also on TSN's The Draw on Montreal 960 right now. Check us out there. And of course, you can check out my lawyer anytime you want. because he is Guy at Fat Cat. He is Fake Laura Ron. Thank you very much, the Trial Chief, for joining me here today on EH Productions. Or on A+ Productions.